Sweaty.
You know what? We're not gonna question it. We're gonna be dancing. We're not gonna question that.
Sweaty.
What's going on?
That's just as bad as steamy.
Yeah.
Like, you should have went last.
Welcome to Groove Talk, the podcast where we celebrate black joy, spark meaningful conversations that push Baltimore culture forward, and hold our community leaders accountable. This is Groove Talk.
Today's guests are the engine powering Love Groove Festival. We've got half the Love Groove team in the building to celebrate and reflect about the last festival. We'll also use this time to dream together about how we can make the next one, the 10th anniversary festival, the best one yet. Please welcome Art Director Alexis Tyson, Production and Artist Coordinator Delroy Gaither, Graphic Designer and Illustrator Ashara Freeman, DJ and Vibe Setter Muso Fire, and our founder and chief creative officer, John Tyler.
Wonderful. It's nice to see you all again. It's been a couple of weeks since the festival. How y'all feeling?
Feeling good.
Pretty cool.
I said, how y'all feeling?
You know,
Don't make me get in my host bag. I can't hear you down the couch.
Okay.
I feel good. You know, I just left the hotel a few days ago.
Out the hotel.
Living in there for 3 weeks.
Crazy.
Living his best life.
Absolutely.
So let's dive right in, shall we? What was the vision for this year's festival? And what are some visions you have for year 10? Let's start with you, Delroy.
This year's vision was to, I feel like, push ourselves to the next limit, the next level up, which we were able to achieve. This year, I feel like we were able to beat out any adversity that was coming our way and just, prove to everyone that this is a great festival for the community and something that we love to do and that everyone loves to be at. Next year, go even bigger, Year 10 is, I feel like, in my opinion, is going to be like the best year. Mostly because everyone is hip to Love Groove now. This was our third year outside. And doubled our numbers from last year, So I feel like everyone's getting on a Love Groove train, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely second that. I definitely second that. Just trying to make it more accessible and how can we make it more bigger than we done it before and kind of push the boundaries in all departments. With design, with the production of the festival, with the artists, with the branding, with even the clothes. Because I'm really trying to really go crazy with the clothes.
Okay.
So I definitely feel that for sure.
How long have you been with the festival? How long have you worked with Love Groove?
Ooh. So originally, I started on Love Groove as just being a part of John Tyler's band, which I would say 2020? No, before that. During the pandemic, we did the festival over East Baltimore. And then as
8x10 was the first. 8x10?
8x10 was the first. That was pre-pandemic. I forgot about 8x10.
Yeah, that was 2019.
Wow.
That's great.
Can I extend that question too?
Yeah.
Like, just walk that down. Like,
Yeah.
how long has each of you been with the festival?
I came on, I think, our second year at Center Stage.
That was 22.
22, yeah.
22,
Or
yeah.
21. I don't know.
I don't
Oh,
know.
second year at Center Stage?
Second
Oh,
year.
because the hot sauce
'Cause
people.
Hot Sauce had
Oh, yeah.
done it
So, yeah, that's
before.
22. That was 22.
Yeah. So I came on as gallery curator and art director. That would have been 2022. And that was pretty dang. That feels like
Forever ago.
forever ago. But before that, I had been going to Love Groove since the first one and everything. So, yeah.
Well, this was my first Love Groove.
Yeah.
And it feels really special to be able to join at this point. I had heard about it before, I'd seen stuff on social media. And I came to the Groove House Radio and I was like, oh, this is fire. I was like, yo, how do I get in on this? So I sent an email to John, yo.
No, that's right.
Hi, I'm Muse. I would
Oh,
love
yeah,
to
you
be
did.
there.
You did.
And then they're like, well, actually, do you want to DJ the festival? It's like, yeah. So that's kind of how I got.
And you killed it too, by the
joined.
way. You killed
And I
it.
feel like y'all can't get rid of me now.
Ooh.
Yeah, absolutely.
Period.
We feel that.
Asking you shall receive.
Gonna be like, what?
I'm here.
Yeah, and I feel like you're very Love Groove because you're so diverse from the club music to the Brazilian music to like the soul and house music,
Yeah.
which is very Love Groove, which is like a eclectic taste of like everything. And you fit that very well.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And you were our first viral moment on TikTok.
Yeah, yeah.
I love that. That's my first viral moment in general. So yeah.
We're glad that it was with us. Shara, how long have you been with Love Groove?
This is actually my first year as well.
What?
You ate all of the
Absolutely.
art. It felt so cohesive. It felt so fun. It felt very Love Groove.
You were in
Thank
your
you
design
for everything
bag.
you
I
did.
appreciate it. I appreciate it. I was definitely nervous by it. Just the opportunity is kind of hard for me to take in and comprehend now still. That was something that was just big in general for me as a creative as a whole. So once I was asked to do that, I'm like, are you sure?
What was it like when you saw the stage? Like your
Oh,
designs.
okay. So going in there and like seeing the stage, I had to like step back a couple times from my car. I didn't even come in yet. Just seeing it from afar is like, nah, that's not real. And then you have posted on Instagram just like the setup, and I'm like, yo, look, it's like being put up. Like they really putting this up. Like just the small things. I was just so excited, but then I was like scared at the same time. And I think what really like closed the deal for me was seeing the people enjoying themselves, just that Love Groove atmosphere, and then seeing it right there. I think it's a picture of like a woman like pointing up to. I was about to cry. I was like, this is crazy.
What was the process like for bringing those characters to life? Because, you know, John has these crazy visions that sometimes we don't even understand. So what was it like to translate these cartoons into actual models and figures?
Um, it was very. I mean, you have to kind of jump into John's world. He's a very interesting creative that you have to, but not in a bad way, but one that's it's kind of complex. You have to think, and he's a visionary, like a visionary at heart. It's very natural for him to be a visionary, and he thinks very big. And he's not going to allow you to make him think any smaller than what he thinks already, which
Nope.
is challenging for the people that he works with. And I feel like a lot of times, a lot of artists feel like, oh, I'm a big visionary, and then I got to keep shrinking and shrinking and shrinking to fit the needs of the people, for one, and then also to um, allow the creatives to have a space, too. At the same time, that's really, really hard to do. But as creatives, you have to also understand, like, you're following the visionary. So you try to sit in that for the most part. So it was very fun to do, to really dig into all the characters, the story that he's trying to tell, the world that the characters are even in is like, I need him to write a book about it or something to get
It's
that
coming.
out.
It's coming.
Yeah, like we need that. And it's like, that was just a very small, small part of it. So just to see his vision get even bigger, like this is so small. I don't even think we really understand how small, like the little, this is a tenth of his vision. So it's crazy.
Thank you for sharing that.
I have a question for you, Shira. So, a few times John Tyler has teased wanting to have his own theme park. How you feel about designing a theme park?
A theme park? A theme park would be cool. Now, now I probably have to stop at that because I don't know what that takes to do a theme park. I can only imagine what it would be. Um, that's another thing about this festival. It taught me all of the behind the scenes, I guess, regulations that there are to being a creative too.
Yeah.
How challenging that is as well. So even doing like something to the scale of the music park, I would be up for the challenge, but I know that that takes a way bigger team to do that, and to carry that. But I wouldn't be surprised, and I think that would be actually really, especially if it was here, that would be so tough.
Absolutely.
I'm saying. We'll have the resources and we'll do the research. We'll have the team when the time is ready and right.
One thing John gonna do is put a team together, okay?
For sure.
In a
for
group
sure.
chat.
In a group chat. In a group chat.
How many group chats do you have?
It's at least 300 with Delroy alone.
Right. I was gonna say the bad question is how many group chats am I in? that's and then he'll text all of them at the same time
The
too.
same thing.
yeah.
And I'm like, okay, here's another one. Don't make one while we sitting here.
So building on that, I have a question about these dreams for John. what gives you the confidence? Like, where does it start?
I would say there no one doing the work, and me having the urge to see it be done within our community. And since no one is stepping up, kind of stepping up to the plate and figuring things out, messing up, learning from it, and executing it even better the following year. Um, and also just being around creatives who need it as well. Uh, I think really helps inspire to keep this work going and to find the money, even though it's the most stressful part. And it takes the whole year for me to do. Like it always ends up being worth it once we get to the actual event and once we see everything. And even with these other programs like this podcast or the Groove House Radio or the Love Groove Academy, um, yeah, I just think it's all very, very important. And also it a lot of people come to me and say it inspires them to do their own thing. Like I think there should be more events happening, more opportunities. By all means. So
Yes, indeed. We've had the opportunity to speak about the impact of stories, right? Um, and a lot of times people say, what would you tell a younger artist? You have a story within this last run that you feel would inspire a young artist, maybe even in this neighborhood. I mean, we're in West Baltimore. Shout out to the Mill,
yeah,
right?
shout out to the
Shout out to
mill.
the
All right, it's
In the mill.
young kids going to school right now, lost.
Yeah.
Not all of them.
Some of them.
Well, first, a lot of people's struggles is typically financially to get these ideas out, and I'm here to say the money is there. You just have to do the work to find it, because the way I found this money to do this festival when there was nothing is absolutely insane and needs to be studied. And we could talk more about that. And even then, I wouldn't even in the first Love Grooves when actually there wasn't really any money. It was just my income from Barnes and Noble and Port Discovery. Like I was finding a way to figure out how to get these ideas out and how to slowly grow it over time, and learn from all of my mistakes. And I think it's good to kind of fail and to like kind of see what went wrong and how to execute it better. So yeah, just to continue to grind, and that is gonna be hard. It's not supposed to be easy. I mean, we starting from zero, with no money, no resources to market things, or even probably have a space. Just starting with what you have and what's in front of you and the people around you, and continue to grow. So I was lucky to have like Delroy, who I actually been with since 2017, since Artscape,
Wow.
when we played at
Good old days.
Amber, since we worked at Port Discovery together. Ashara, since we was in high school together. We was in calculus class together. I ain't know a thing. And she's like 2 years younger than me. Like you skipped the grade. Why were you in there? Now that I'm thinking about it, like, why were you in there? Like that.
The podcast is where you had to start.
Yeah, exactly. What was the question?
Honestly, you answered it in many ways. Like I said, a lot of times artists are looking for that advice, that thing to help them get through. And what it sounds like is you took what was around you and built upon it and used gratitude. Barnes and Nobles and Port Discovery salary. Hey,
$12 an hour.
and you tell somebody you want to do a festival.
Yeah.
And then you do a festival as big as the one that took place this year. I mean, in how many years is this? 10 years in the making then? 10 plus?
Pretty much, yeah, pretty much.
Okay. So keep going. Keep dipping.
Keep going.
Yeah, keep
Believe in
going.
yourself and just
Believe in
keep
yourself.
going.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jinx, you owe me money.
I literally do.
But what I'm hearing along with dedication and vision and right now investment is also community. I'm looking at this room, I'm looking at this couch, and I see your peers that you are partnering with and that you are building a legacy with, and that is gorgeous in itself. And I want to ask Muse and Alexis and Ashara and everybody else who wants to jump in, how has being connected to this specific love group community impacted your art, impacted your sense of self, and impacted your own legacies?
Okay, I can hop in. I guess as a newbie, being connected, I guess in the last like 6-7 months has been so fun. I feel like I've been able to tap into more creatives in my community. I feel like it's opened doors. I've gotten to connect with a lot of other DJs. Had our viral moment, got some followers on TikTok. But it really is just inspiring to see other people like working in their gifts and working in their talents. And it inspires me and it pushes me to also to dream big. So I'm just grateful. And then yeah, John is so motivational too. Like, I'm like he's like, don't you ever doubt yourself. I'm like,
Literally,
noted.
that is
Yes, I
him.
believe in myself too. Yeah. But yeah, so it's been such a positive experience, and everyone that I've met through this community has been so kind and so just like driven. And I'm grateful.
Alexis.
I think you raise a really great point about like sitting amongst the community and sitting with our peers. Like a lot of the creatives and people on this couch are folks that I know outside of Love Groove and see within like Baltimore's art scene just doing their thing. So one, it's a great moment to then all come together and have something that we're all like we've all got our hand in that we're working on. But then just working on something like Love Group that has such a larger impact on the community with the folks that live in it, with giving folks like something they can experience art like for a day, this crazy experience, like from the art gallery to the music to the vendors to the games, like just being able to be a part of that and give that to the young ones. For me, I really just love being able to see children enjoy themselves. So that we get to create a space like that is amazing. But then even me like doing the like gallery and stuff, like John came to me and was like, "Don't you want to do this type of stuff? You be doing this stuff already. Like, why aren't you doing it?" And I was like, I don't know. And he was like, okay, next Love Group, you gonna do it. And then I just started doing it. And it helped me realize that one, that the like curation of it all is something I really do enjoy. And I love getting to work with so many different artists. And like, I work with these artists then outside of Love Group. So it's just another great relationship growing and building. Like, yeah, it just makes me happy because the growth each year, and I get to see also each artist that comes through the gallery like go on to do amazing things, and it's just like it makes me happy that I'm like, dang, I worked with them, and I worked with them at this community festival, like, and I'll continue to work with them, like,
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of pride, a lot of joy.
Ashara.
Um, for me, community wise, I'm very like introverted. I don't really talk much. I feel like I could do a lot more outside, but it opened me to just actually, taking a few steps out of my shell. I'm still a little bit backed up a little bit, but not as much as I was. I think this made, well, meeting John or just having to work with John, because he's just not gonna let you just stay in your shell to save your life. But but it was definitely needed because it pushes you to do the stuff that you're scared to do. And sometimes when it comes to like compliments or somebody saying you did a good job at that or something like that, I kind of be like, I don't know, doubting yourself on it. But to have somebody that's constantly giving you good criticism of like, okay, this could have been better, but then also know you really did a good job at the same time. And everybody on this team makes sure that everybody feels that way, and that you have your individual space. They respect your boundaries, though. They do respect your boundaries, but they definitely are. They're going to push you. So that was a really good thing to see. And then just outside community wise, hearing people say like love group all the time, like y'all, like I ain't gonna tell y'all, but I get that poster because I think I went into a cafe and I saw the postcard. Mind you, I heard him talk about these postcards. I never saw what they were gonna look like. I'm just like, here's the graphic. I don't know what it's gonna look like, but this is what it's gonna be. But to see it outside or somebody being like, oh hey, and pass it back to you, crazy experience. And then just to see the joy of people's face when they enjoyed the space that was created, and you like, oh, I had a little piece in that, and I'm so happy, and I'm glad to see that you're smiling and you had some joy from experiencing it too.
Aw,
Thank y'all.
I love this. So a reoccurring thing is everybody has a story of John pushing them to follow their dreams. Is that the
Yep.
general consensus?
That tracks.
100%. 100%.
So I have a question for you, Alexis. What was it like curating the art? What were you motivated by? What story were you trying to tell with the artists that you chose?
So for one thing, each year the gallery is made up of all like DMV or Baltimore-based artists and everything. So for one thing, I like to have a large range across mediums and disciplines of artists, whether it be photography, bringing in painting, different oil, acrylics, playing with the fabric. This year we had a printmaker. We had two. No, hold on. Let me run it back. Printmaker, and then we had four painters, and they all have their own spin on the medium and everything. What's really important to me was the layering of it all. So
Yeah.
bringing in these different disciplines and, playing around with the different materials that they use. I want for people that come in and engage with the gallery to want to like go deeper
Yeah.
and want to talk to the artist, ask them about the process, ask them how they came to it. So pulling from artists who have a lot of different backgrounds and everything, and also different age ranges and come from different parts of Baltimore, and then also have this otherworldly type art. So it's like not only is their art style creating a new universe, but also the way that they're creating it is all very different.
Yeah.
So it just brings you even closer to the artist because you're like, well, now I want to talk to them. Now I want to further engage. I don't just want to look at the art and be impressed. I also have questions about why do you do it like this? Like, how did you get here? It's really important for me in the gallery space that it's less about us having like a single concrete concept that we're working with, but that we're giving the artist a platform where whatever art that they are most intrigued by or they're most wanting to share with the community,
Yeah.
it can make sense, and it can also just be a place for questioning and a
Yeah.
place for curiosity for folks. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think you would do better for next year's festival?
Say that last part again.
What would you do better for curating next year's artist lineup and
So-
how it looks at the festival?
For one thing, I want us to get bigger walls. Yeah, I want us to get bigger walls. We definitely had a lot of troubleshooting between this year and last year. Like,
Yeah.
we definitely, for the gallery, learned a lot. We also have an art team now that we're working with that does so much in supporting like the gallery coming to life, whether that be admin things or literally day of like creating the walls, painting the walls, doing all of the, well, what's it gonna look like over here? It's not just me anymore figuring out the layout, and I really appreciate them. But definitely want bigger walls because I want our artists to be able to have bigger artwork. What I'm starting to see is a lot more people getting into larger mediums and wanting to play around with that, and I love that.
Yeah.
And I really want Love Groove. Like, it doesn't matter that we're outside. We could still have these pop-up wall experiences, and it'd be like a wall like the size of the one behind us.
Exactly.
And imagine a piece like that going up on it. So I really want to start to push the boundary on what do we think of when we think of outdoor art experiences,
Yeah.
and it not being as contained. I do want it to start to feel like a whole like, oh, this is like a public art installation here.
Yeah.
And also want to start bringing in sculptures and everything.
Yeah.
But that's a tricky thing to do because we are outside, and I am terrified of anything happening to the art. So we'll figure that out. But definitely want to go bigger and give artists like a just larger space to play with.
Yeah. Well, you did a beautiful job. I loved everything I seen out there and how it was set up. So I know next year is only going to be crazier.
Thank you.
Groove Talk is powered by the one and only Love Groove Festival. What's Love Groove Festival, you ask? Cue the B-roll. Love Groove Festival is Baltimore's heartbeat of music, art, and culture. It's a space where joy, creativity, and community come alive. Every year, we bring together incredible artists, powerful stories, and thousands of people to celebrate love, expression, and the future of our city. And guess what? We just dropped some fresh new merch that's as stylish as it is meaningful. Make sure you grab your groove gear at lovegroovefestival.com and rep the movement wherever you go.
I have a question for Leah, but in reference to the online presence. But there's
Leah's
no
not
Leah
here.
here, right? So I'm like,
John,
can
you can
anybody
tackle
speak
that.
to that, right? So the online presence has grown, right? How do you feel about it? Have there been any trolls negative comments that stuck out? And how would you navigate that? Or suggest that other creators, who live in this space as well, navigate that?
Yeah. Well, I would say the online presence is pretty fire now. Like this has been very strategic on the videos we put out, on the graphics we put out, um, and doing that consistently 3 times a day for like a month straight really has showed a lot, especially with the Group House series also being posted every week. There's always something new happening. But in terms of something negative, there was a Instagram, there was a TikTok argument. Actually, there was like two, but there was an argument. The first thing was on we hired the influencer Manny the God to do a promo at Love Groove, and this older head said, "I'm so tired of y'all exaggerating our accents. No one talks like that." And his accent wasn't exaggerated at all. That's just he just from East Baltimore.
Right.
And then everyone, like, it literally was like probably about 30 to 40 people that was just commenting, "We do talk like that. What are you talking about?" It was a whole thing. And then he was like, "I'm from the West Side. I was born here in the 70s. We
Probably
never
West
talk
County.
like that." Yeah, probably. And that was a whole thing. And then the other thing was this older white lady who said she wanted to bring her kids. It was under the farm video. She's like, "I want to bring my kids, but we from the county. Is it safe?" And then the people were supporting us, saying, "Yeah, it's safe. You're good." The people came through, so that wasn't really negative, but those two things stand out because there was a lot of comments on TikTok under those two.
I want to speak to the safety because that was really big to me. Like, I felt safe. I seen kids running around throwing footballs. There's an elderly woman. So I was on the merch table, but there's an elderly woman who came up and was like, "I don't know if I'm gonna be here for long." I lay down the street. I walked up here. "What y'all doing up here?" "I got a whole festival. It's free. Get into what you want for real." We actually do talk like that, but get into what you want for real. And by the time she came back through, she only stayed for a cool 40 to 50 minutes. She was like, "I love it. I will come back next year." It was magical to me because, like, Shake and Bake is up the street. This is Pennsylvania Avenue. Like, people are hip to what goes on in the city, but that wasn't taking place at this festival. And it's vacant buildings behind this lot. It's all types of realities taking place in this neighborhood, but we're able to come together for some genuine joy.
Genuine.
Genuine.
And that's powerful, especially because like, people who don't live here is scared to come to Baltimore, and then people who live in Baltimore are scared to go to the Avenue. And the fact that it was like that, we never had a fight, we never had any type of violence. The whole neighborhood comes out. People come from all over the city and even sometimes out of state, and it's just very beautiful and joyous. Like, that's the greatest thing ever. Like, it reminds me of like when my grandma talks about what that neighborhood once was when she was growing up. So I'm glad we can bring that back and reimagine it in our own way.
And it was a blessing seeing grandma like,
Oh yeah.
grandma,
Oh yeah.
Okay,
She came in her wheelchair. She was relaxing and she was like, "Oh my goodness, I can't believe it."
Do you feel like naming it Love Groove is what kind of put that intention out there and is what's bringing all of this love to you?
I mean, it was unintentional because the name came about because at the time I had an album called True Love, and then Kendrick Lamar was on tour for his To Pimp a Butterfly album, and the name of the tour was King Kuta Groove Session, and I just love how groove sounded.
Yeah.
But it, unintentionally has developed and manifested into a safe haven of love and joy and creativity
Yeah.
and collaboration. Lots of collaboration because this is like 5% of like everyone that it takes to put that festival on. So yeah.
Yeah. Great question. Thanks.
Okay, now I have a question.
Talk to him.
What song or performance stuck out with you the most during the festival?
Muse.
Hey,
Put me on the spot.
on the spot.
Oh, I know mine's.
Yeah, okay, so I love during Serpent with Feet's performance, and he shouted out Baltimore. He said, "I love you, Baltimore." That was my favorite part. And it's like, it was like being on stage, because I'm a huge Serpent with Feet fan anyway. So I'm just like,
trying to contain my smile. I'm just like, yeah, be cool, be cool. But I'm like literally looking at videos and I'm just like, but you can feel the love, like watching people just beaming the energy up towards the stage. It was crazy. But it was nice to like see that exchange happening of like, it's a mutual love affair. So that was one of my favorite parts.
Her chef.
The ones that come to mind for me was DJ David when he played That's So Ravens theme song.
Yeah, that thing was crazy. It was crazy.
And then what's that like punk rock song, pop punk song? I don't remember what it's called. No, 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 no. I don't know. I just know it has like that melody. You know what? That sounded like I was singing like "Hey Y'all" or something like.
Hey, y'all was Lexus.
Did he play "Hey Y'all"?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay,
he did not
But he
play
played a
Hey
pop punk song, and then
Play Hey I?
no. It was like a pop punk song,
Oh, shit, I
and
thought
like
he played
everyone
Hey
was
Ya.
like going crazy to that.
Toward the end, there was some joints.
Yeah,
though.
and then the gospel he was playing was crazy.
Nah, it took me out when he started dancing.
Yeah, he.
Oh yeah, that was.
Completely.
He had
Yeah.
good
I ain't gonna lie.
He
I was
was.
at a merch table at that point, and I turned around and look, and he's not behind the board. He's in front dancing. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
There was a moment he literally had like a new edition moment, and he did the whole
The whole-
choreography. I was
whole
like,
thing.
whoa,
Yeah, I
he's
wasn't
killing
expecting
it
that.
right now.
I love that, and I also love Soul Sugar set. She had a lot of the '70s and '80s classics.
Yeah.
What was the last song y'all did on the Love Group band set?
Ain't nobody.
Ain't no y'all
That was
interpret
the Ange. Kills
that.
it
That
every
was
time.
that was
Every time.
incredible.
Shout out Love Group Band.
Did Bird, you did those arrangements?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Bird on the audio too, everybody.
Shout out
Yeah,
to
yeah,
Bird.
yeah.
Shout out to Bird on the
I don't know. You want to just zoom in on his face if you.
Like, all the way zoom, all the way zoom.
Okay, some other songs. I got 3 songs out y'all.
I don't have a specific song, but Kennedy Ryan said was my fave just
So
because
powerful.
I found out my parents are huge fans of her.
Crazy fans.
So,
Wow.
no,
That's a
literally, like
small world.
I'm minding my business one day at home, and my parents bust in the room. They're like, "Kennedy Ryan's gonna be a Love Group." I'm like, "Yeah, ain't her name on the flyer?" They are tweaking out. They're like, apparently they got playlists. They're on TikTok watching her. Like,
Oh, they was ready.
die for her.
They was ready.
So day of Love Group comes. I was so excited for her to come on just because I had seen how excited my parents were. And so my mom immediately, she like, I want to go stand at the front of the stage, but like, I don't want to do too much. I'm like, girl, we can go stand at the front of the stage. So I went to sit at the front of the stage with her. We were dancing. It was a blast. Then after a while, I see my dad trying to play all cool in the back, just standing. I said, man, you better go up there and record like you want to. So then him and my mom are standing at the front of the stage, and they just sitting there.
Oh,
They
that's
were
so
so
cute.
geeked up. And then at the end, I tried to get my mom like, go say hi, like you can if you want. She was like, no, I don't want to be embarrassing. I'm not doing that. I almost picked my mom up, but like she was like, Lexi, don't embarrass me. Okay, but definitely that was my favorite set. Like the joy that I just watched them have, like, yeah, that was cool.
That's awesome.
Love that.
Mine might be Serpent. I loved when the Same Shoes song. Everybody was singing that. The sun was like, it was perfect golden hour. That was a moment. That was one of my favorite moments. Serpent with Feet ate his set, and yeah, I feel like everybody was into it. His pants were shining. Like everything about Serpent's set was just beautiful. The vocals, Serpent might have been my favorite set.
Yeah, I'm glad that worked out because I met him in Philly when he was performing with Andre 3000.
Wow.
Yeah. And he
Even
was
the most random positions. I love that.
that does sound crazy now that I was saying it.
Yeah.
But the cool part about him being in like the random positions, like John and I, we start planning like the artists that are going to be on the festival
Yeah.
almost as soon as the previous festival ends.
Yeah.
Like I get a list from John like right away, like, yo, this is my idea. Or honestly, it was kind of before.
I was gonna
We
say
were
it's a little
probably
before he started
midsummer,
talking about it.
and he
Yeah.
was already like, this is my idea, this is everything. And then like talk to him like, all right, cool. Well, this who we're gonna email. This how we're gonna email. He's like, oh no, I already talked to them. I met him at a show. I'm like,
That is how it goes.
like okay.
I be outside.
He's like, yeah, I already DM'd them. We already had a conversation. Just hit up the manager team. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll hit him up and see what happens. But like, I feel like that's because I'm like I don't have a favorite, because I got to work with all the artists all the way up from the beginning point all the way up to the festival.
Yeah.
And so like seeing everybody, like I'm watching all this stuff anyway.
Yeah.
So like seeing them do it live, I'm sitting there like, okay, this is actually great.
Yeah.
And like there was like no dull moment at all.
No.
Like everybody came out and smacked. Everybody in the audience was like dancing the entire time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I didn't see like not one person dancing on anyone's set.
Yeah. Into the dark of the night.
Exactly. Like it was crazy.
And I think that's very important because I think we choose artists, you know, not everyone's gonna like every genre, but I
Yeah.
feel like everyone has to say like, okay, he's good, even though this is not
You can
my
respect
genre.
it.
Exactly.
Don't worry, you're gonna tap your feet at Love
Yeah.
Group.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
yeah, for
We
sure.
gonna make sure of it.
Side a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna tell y'all my favorites.
Go ahead, Amber.
I'm a little biased. I love me some club music. So whenever
Yeah.
they played, whoever played some club music, shoulders moving, butt
Instantly.
cheeks shaking.
TT.
You know, that's all
TT
music.
the artist and
Oh,
you.
TT.
TT the
Yeah.
artist.
TT set was
The
crazy.
green
Mighty
bald
Knock on
head
the
did it
stands.
for me.
Absolutely.
It was giving tennis realness. I loved it. Shout out to TT.
Shout out to you.
Also, I don't think we talked about John's performance with Men Don't Cry.
Hello.
That was fabulous.
Oh
To
yeah, with
highlight,
the
you
with the
know,
rappers.
Your rap crew.
And that was the
I
first
was about to say
time.
duo, it was more than one.
Yeah, that was really exciting, and
That was beautiful.
And then the following week we did the Charm City
Yeah.
Live with them,
Right.
with Lucky Day and all of them.
Oh,
Yeah, that was. I really enjoyed that moment for sure.
It's
Especially,
such a powerful song.
yeah, indeed, and you know you don't really get to see. Typically, rap ciphers is just about like how much women you got and like how much money and jewelry. But that was like we're talking about our feelings and you know all
it's
this taboo topics.
Demons.
And yeah, and it was presented in a very digestible way.
Yeah.
And you get to see the talents of all these, you know, rappers out the city. So
I also feel like you pushed them past their limit too.
yeah,
Because like we had previous discussions about like how they had never played with a live band before.
yeah, that was all of their first times. Yeah,
So them being able to do it, because it's different than you know when you have a track and stuff, of course. But like to have a band behind you, some people overthink it. They were all good.
Yeah.
You know, we rehearsed it and we were straight, and then doing it like you said the next week, almost 2 weeks later, Charm
Yeah.
City Live, and smacked it again with no problems.
Marquise,
absolutely.
What was your favorite song?
I was on the merch table talking a lot, so
You was locked in.
Hey,
Yeah.
no, that's an
Yeah.
important job. That's a great
Absolutely.
job. to have.
I will say shout out to that shrimp platter joint I had. I forget the name of the business,
Yeah.
but it was like
We'll find it
shrimp
and add it
with
in the
some
edit.
Great sauce. I took a video for the lady who put me on. Shout out to them. That was a blessing. Also, I would say that I just enjoy seeing everybody dancing, and like I'm really grateful for the multi-generational energy. Like it was
Yeah.
folks that were handicapped. I mean, handicapable and having just like a moment of I'm gonna dance in my
Still getting the
wheelchair.
dance
Like,
on.
Yeah.
And like
Because you feel it.
you know what I'm saying? Like you can't not feel happy when there's good music and a lot of intentional performing. Like there was showmanship. There was like a real heavy energy in the space. So I'm just grateful to have that as a reference, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably the biggest part. Because even when you mention like brothers speaking about their feelings, it's a level of vulnerability that was present in the way that people were dressing, in the way that people were expressing themselves, dancing. All of this is the requirement for love. You have to let yourself go to be in a space like that.
Be
And,
vulnerable.
and it definitely made a lot of space for that part. And we joked about it a couple days ago, but the young guys throwing the football around, they got a reference for masculinity that they can carry into their artistry or whatever career it may be. It doesn't necessarily have to be creative. So, yeah.
Thank you,
that's powerful.
For sure.
man. This is one steamy episode
It is.
in a positive way.
Steamy.
Sorry.
Motivated all over again. Inspired all over again.
Same. Okay, let's go down the row and say one word or one aspiration we have for year 10. I'll start.
Just the one.
Just one.
Just the one.
Keep it brief. Keep it sweet. Oh, I said it. I don't even know. Wait. Ready.
Me.
Wait, ready? That's what I want.
Wait,
That's
we just
one
doing one word?
One
One
word.
word.
I want us to
Could
be
I
ready.
do a phrase? Because mine's not going to make sense if I say a word.
Okay, exception. You can do phrases too. Willing and ready.
Powerful.
Excited.
No repeats.
Ready for the unexpected.
I'm gonna take my word. I say no repeats, nigga.
Sweaty.
Well, you know what? We're not gonna question it. We're gonna be
We're
not gonna question that.
Sweaty.
What's going on?
That's just as bad as steamy.
Yeah. I
Like, you should have went last.
follow that.
You gotta follow
Like-
cool.
I feel bad for y'all down there. Jeez.
He meant the dancing. We just gonna assume dancing.
Moisturize.
What's going on?
Moisturized.
Moisturize.
Put your mic down.
We can do a phrase. You can do a phrase.
Cocoa butter.
Oh, he's sticking to that.
No
it.
glass ceiling.
Ooh.
No glass ceilings.
Ooh.
Dang.
That's a good one.
That's tasteful.
Good.
What did you say? Say it one
No
more time.
glass
No glass
ceilings.
ceilings.
Period. Period.
Pushing the limit again.
Yep. Bring it on.
I love that. I love that.
I don't know how y'all did that after Sweaty, but you know. Y'all did a great job.
It's
'cause-
all about.
You know.
It's about variation.
They
It's
said
about
we-
expression.
Yep. They said we ain't doing that one word.
Don't know what they're doing over there.
Well, this has been a blast. Thank you guys for coming on. Again, we love y'all, and we are so excited to move forward with y'all.
Also, let them know who you are. What's your name, miss?
Hey, y'all. I'm Amber August, and I'm the host of Love Group Festival.
One and only.
And how did you feel hosting that big stage?
He was singing and stuff. He was dancing and stuff.
Right. I heard the vocals. I was like, oh my goodness.
Oh, God. I love this. I love John. I love you all. This is my life's calling. And like y'all said, John will not let you play small for shit. We was in Port Discovery. That dude was like, yeah, let's link. I said, cool, change my life.
Yeah, it's fine.
Wow.
So honestly, I can't imagine where I would be or who I would be without Love Groove. And I'm just grateful.
Absolutely.
Yes. What do you feel like is the biggest barrier that you had to get past in being a host in general?
Tackling people's resistance to joy.
Ooh.
Yeah, y'all like that, didn't y'all? Y'all like that? You did it.
That's heavy.
But truly, some people, especially coming from Baltimore, you gotta be hard body. I'm soft as pudding.
Yeah.
Like, and I want other people to be mushy too.
Yeah.
Mushy on beat. Mushy with a joke. Mush.
Yeah.
Because it brings about so much more connectivity when you don't resist the people around you.
Yeah. My first time meeting you was at Groove House Radio. And when I tell you had that place turned up, you might have been dancing harder than anybody in there.
He was. This is the videos.
Oh, that's
God.
Sweaty.
definitely
Amber
would. I
be
love a good
drenched.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I feel like you just inspire everybody else to move, and I love that. And you always bring that energy, and I feel like it reflects to other people. They pick it up and they multiply it. So I just want to say thank you for being you and everything you do, because it inspires me. You bring me up, and I'm like, yes, girl. Every time, if I know you're gonna be there, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun because it's
appreciate
just.
you.
Thank you.
Thank
You're welcome.
you. Thank you to my co-host. Please
Absolutely.
shout your sauce out. What can we learn about you?
Okay.
Who are you?
So I'm T Brown. I do photography. I do interviews. I did interviews at Love Groove Festival. And
Model.
Love Groove Festival was great. It was my first time doing live interviews like that at a festival. Everybody has a first with John. Like everybody John knows has some type of creative first, and it was really cool. For next year, I'm so excited for the interview space to grow. When I got there, I didn't have like a specific space for me, so I saw that there were chairs in the VIP area. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna just make it work. I took them inflatable chairs, put them next to each other, and me and the sun was just going back and forth. When you look at those videos, you're gonna see all types of different sunlight, but the questions that I was asking and the answers that I was getting, they were so impactful, and I felt so inspired, and I loved every single conversation I had. It didn't matter. We was sweaty. I think what ended up getting
There it is
me
again.
a little tent, I interviewed the senator. I didn't even know I was interviewing the senator. John just walks up
Real.
to me, and he's like, hey, you want to interview the senator? I was like, what? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, period. Let's do it. So we're interviewing the senator. My camera overheats. And then after that, he was like sweating. He's like, man, it's hot over here. You need a tent. Literally 5 minutes later, after he left, a tent appeared. I didn't even see him talk to nobody. I don't know when that happened, but like shout out to the senator.
It's that power.
Shout out to John and just always pushing me past my fear. John inspires me because he reminds me that like it's okay to dream big and it's possible to not have to wait 20, 30 years to do it. Like you can have a big dream and know that it might come true in a year. Like if you really put your head down for a year and like be consistent and do the fucking work, you can get a lot done. So I'm really appreciative of John for just always pushing me and just always seeing it for me and being like just seeing more of me sometimes than I see in myself. Pulling what I already see in myself, but sometimes I bury because of fear and all of the things. So thank you, John.
Yeah, absolutely. And we all, I have lots of fears myself.
Yeah.
Man, that bravery, like I really just step on the gas, and I'm happy that I can bring that out in all of you. And you know, everyone's in different departments, and I would love to like go over the challenges because you know everyone sees the beautiful day of, but each individual person has like a set of challenges that's like really hard to get through that we all overcome. I would love to chat about that before we officially wrap.
Okay. Challenges. So this was my first festival, so that was fun. But yeah, just like preparing for like a marathon day of just like being on call. Like it was, I mean, you know, I was prepared. I had like my little coconut water. I was like, I'm ready to go. So, but it was just like being able to do it on the fly and like, okay, maybe, you know, something is going over or I need to just hop in. So just being prepared to go with the flow because we don't want any like dead air. So, I mean, nothing was insurmountable. Like it's just like being flexible, being ready. I was like, I'm here for the festival. I'm here to make sure people the energy keeps flowing. So yeah, I think that great team, Delroy, like all of the sound folks, like they kept the vibes going. All the artists, like it was just like as long as we were in communication, like there was no challenge we couldn't handle. So nah, it was great.
You and I were definitely best friends.
Yeah, we
that
locked
whole
in.
day.
Y'all kept it moving all day. I felt like the energy was consistent all day. So y'all ate that.
Thank you.
Oh, you did
That's you.
yours already.
Yeah, no walls and stuff.
I think for graphics, the only challenge really was, I guess, the change. If you're not really used to having to deal with a change and be able to like deal with the crunch time that comes with it, because you're still gonna have to push regardless. That's the only thing. And things are always subject to happen, so you just gotta be ready to be innovative and to like quickly think. If you can't think that fast, like, okay, I gotta switch it this way, or you know, sometimes during the festivals, like new opportunities might come up, and John will run for them and be like, all right, we putting this in here, y'all, everybody jump on it. We're gonna need this. We need it by like next week though. Can y'all do it? Boom, yes, of course we can. And then you be back there just running and sweating to get it done, but you get it done. So I would only say that, just trying to make sure you're being as innovative and as timely as possible, and just not really breaking down if a change does come, because it's always going to happen. If something didn't get out, it's also okay too. So just doing your best.
Yeah, absolutely. And there was lots of changes because I remember we had a sponsor that was in, then they dropped out, which means she had to change the fly. All like everything had to be changed,
Yeah.
and then they came back again, so she had to change. You know, I
That's
remember that
crazy.
being a lot, and I'm sorry about that.
It's not your fault.
Yeah.
And I know on my end, you know, we were originally planning to be in like a building, like an indoor-outdoor building for like 7 months, and then we switched like 4 weeks out, and then. You know, that required literally everything to change, like the layout. We needed more vendors, the designs, the staging, like literally the whole. We essentially planned a festival in like a month
Literally.
with no marketing. We had to shoot all of that. Luckily, Eric locked in. I locked in with the scripts. And then also finding the money. We were like 50 grand short or something crazy like that. And I pulled that out of my booty. Yo, real talk. Yo.
The last second.
Interesting choice.
And then, or even the week of, you know, shout out to the city because they definitely show love and support. But we had planned to have tents 70 tents, and then the tents went to the book festival last minute, which left us with no tents.
Dang.
And we had to find where we about to get 70 tents the week of, and that was crazy stressful. But nevertheless, we everything figured out, making every phone call possible. I think we got the tents from Virginia. This company came from Virginia.
Wow.
And they didn't overcharge us because I remember we went to the original idea was to go to ABC. ABC quoted us like $15,000.
Wow.
It was like, no, y'all is geeking
Yeah.
to the highest degree, and your tents is trash too. like crazy. And they not even open on weekends. Crazy.
Nasty work.
Not to diss ABC like that, but I hate radio. ABC like.
It wasn't that deep, no.
It was that deep, but
John,
yeah.
how are you able to move past all of the adversity that you face trying to make the festival come to life? Like, how do you keep going?
In the morning times and the night times, I have like my prayers and like my meditations, and I just kind of feel the emotions of everything working out, and I like dwell in that in the present, and which allows me to not give up. Like that allows my subconscious and conscious and body to like keep going, find every solution. Because I definitely could have gave up being 50 grand in debt. That's crazy. That's how much money that is?
Yeah.
That's like
50
everyone's
grand in debt.
salary at their regular job. To find that in 4 weeks is crazy. And
Blessed.
God got favor
It's
on you.
majorly blessed. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
Well, I think our time has come to an end.
Aw.
I am Amber August.
I'm T. Brown.
I don't mean to laugh.
I am Marquise Carrington, Charm City Bipper.
And this is Groove Talk. We didn't work that out, but
This
Oh,
is
that was so
Groove Talk. This
You want to do it one more time?
yeah, okay.
Keep it all
I'm
in
Amber
there.
August,
I'm T. Brown.
I'm Marquise Carrington.
and this is
Groove
Talk.
Today's episode is hosted by The Mill on North, a vibrant food hall in West Baltimore that's home to Black-owned food vendors serving up flavors from every corner of the culture. Not only is it beautifully designed, but it's also a hub for events, art, and community programming that welcomes all ages. We love what they're doing for the city, and we're proud to have them as part of the Groove family.